some fun. The young millionaire invited a maid as his companion to a luxury event. But when he saw her, he was shocked. In a small town, a brave young woman, Lisa, fights to turn her dreams into reality. When the opportunity arises at the luxurious Grand Palace Hotel, she is thrust into a world of wealth and unexpected challenges. But fate has surprising plans. Among glamorous parties and unexpected encounters, Lisa and Daniel, a young heir, find themselves in a universe of possibilities and tough choices. Lisa lived in the small town of Crystal Springs, where opportunities were scarce and dreams often seemed unattainable. At 22 years old, she had already faced more challenges than many people do in a lifetime. Growing up in a simple home with her mother, a strong and resilient woman who worked as a cleaner, Lisa knew what it was like to fight for every achievement. Her mother had always encouraged her to study and dream of a better life. Lisa was a young black woman with radiant skin and curly hair, with a sparkle in her eyes and a smile that could light up any room. After finishing high school, she spent months looking for a job. The job market was tough, especially for someone with little experience and from a humble background. But Lisa did not give up. She believed that with patience and perseverance, an opportunity would arise. That opportunity came at the Grand Palace Hotel, the most luxurious in town. A place frequented by wealthy and influential people, the hotel was a vision of opulence that starkly contrasted with Lisa's simple life. Securing a position as a maid seemed like a small miracle. It was a job that would allow her to help her mother and, perhaps, build a better future. At first, Lisa felt intimidated by the luxurious environment and the people who passed through the hotel's hallways. She looked at the crystal chandeliers and lush carpets, wondering if she would ever get used to being there. Even so, she dedicated herself to her work, quickly learning the routines and standing out for the care she took in cleaning each room. Guests praised her work, and managers began to notice her efforts. One morning, while cleaning one of the most luxurious rooms, Lisa paused to take in the spectacular view from the room. She could see the entire city from up there. She took a deep breath, feeling a mix of gratitude and hope. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll be here as a guest, she thought to herself with a smile. Lisa allowed herself to dream, even though her reality was modest. Working at the Grand Palace gave her a glimpse into a different world, and she used it as inspiration to keep moving forward. As the days passed, Lisa became more accustomed to the hotel and its routines. She began to make friends with other employees, who, like her, were from humble backgrounds. They formed a sort of community within the grand and luxurious hotel, sharing their hopes and challenges. Despite all the difficulties, Lisa kept her feet on the ground and her heart open. She knew she had to keep working hard to achieve her goals, but she also believed she was on the right path. The sparkle in her eyes was proof of that, a sparkle that no one could extinguish. It was an ordinary afternoon at the Grand Palace Hotel, with guests coming and going in a constant flow. But that day brought a surprise. A group of young millionaires arrived for an extended stay. They were heirs to great fortunes, accustomed to luxury and opulence. Among them was Daniel, a 25-year-old heir to a multinational company. Daniel was known for his looks, charisma, and lavish lifestyle. The group immediately stood out. Their security and assistance moved with discreet efficiency, while they themselves exuded confidence. Lisa, who was in the lobby when they arrived, watched them with curiosity. To her, these young people seemed straight out of a fairy tale. They were so different from everything she knew. During their stay, Daniel and his friends spent most of their time in the hotel lounge, relaxing and planning their activities. One afternoon, while they were having cocktails and laughing, they noticed Lisa arranging the tables. She worked with focus, oblivious to the curious glances. That's when one of Daniel's friends, always looking for fun, suggested a bet. "Let's see if Daniel can take the maid to the gala tonight," he proposed, with a mischievous smile. The idea seemed fun to them, a break from the monotony of the afternoon. Daniel, with his usual charm and love for challenges, accepted the bet. He approached Lisa, who, surprised, stopped what she was doing to listen. "Hi, my name is Daniel," he said, with a disarming smile. "I'd like to invite you to the gala tonight." Lisa looked at him with suspicion. Are you serious? She knew that world wasn't hers, but the proposal intrigued her. For a moment, she hesitated, thinking about the possible consequences. Yes, I am. I think you'd look great and it would be fun, Daniel continued, trying to sound casual. Lisa took a deep breath, considering the invitation. All right, I'll accept, she finally replied, with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. She knew it would be a unique experience, something completely out of her routine. As she walked away, still processing what had just happened, Daniel returned to his group of friends, who greeted him with laughs and applause. This is going to be interesting, commented one of the friends, laughing. For them, the situation was just a joke. But for Lisa, it was a chance to see a completely different world, even if just for one night. Lisa was a mix of emotions that night. The excitement of attending such a grand event was accompanied by the fear of not feeling up to it. She went home and told her mother about the unexpected invitation. Her mother, surprised and a bit worried, helped her prepare. I don't have a gala dress, Lisa commented, somewhat disheartened. Her mother, however, remembered a simple and elegant black dress she had saved for special occasions. They found the dress, and with a few adjustments, it fit Lisa perfectly. You look beautiful, my daughter, her mother said with a proud smile. Together, they did light makeup and styled Lisa's hair elegantly. When she looked in the mirror, Lisa could hardly believe the transformation. She felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. Will I fit in? She wondered as she looked at her reflection. Meanwhile, at the Grand Palace, the gala was already in full swing. The main hall was stunning, decorated with crystal chandeliers and lush floral arrangements. The guests, impeccably dressed, circulated the hall with champagne glasses, while soft music completed the scene. When Lisa arrived at the hotel and entered the hall, there was a brief silence followed by murmurs. She felt the eyes on her, some curious, others judging. Even so, she maintained her composure, determined to enjoy the night. The women watched her, some with admiration, others with a touch of envy. The men, on the other hand, could not hide their surprise and admiration. Daniel, who was chatting with some friends, noticed Lisa's entrance and was surprised. He knew she was beautiful, but seeing her in that dress, with a shy confidence, left him speechless. He approached her with a smile. You look amazing, he said, genuinely impressed. Lisa smiled, still nervous. Thank you. I'm trying not to look completely out of place, she replied, trying to make a joke to ease the tension she felt. You're doing great, Daniel responded, with a sincere look. Let's enjoy the night. They started talking, discovering more about each other. Lisa talked about her life, her dreams of studying and traveling, while Daniel spoke about the pressures of being the heir to a great fortune. There was an unexpected connection between them, something deeper than Daniel had anticipated. But, as always, not everything was perfect. Some of Daniel's friends began to whisper, uncomfortable with Lisa's presence. The atmosphere, once cheerful, began to turn tense. Lisa noticed the looks and whispers but tried to ignore them, focusing on her conversation with Daniel. She knew that many there were judging her, but she decided not to let it ruin her night. As the night wore on, Lisa began to feel more comfortable. She chatted with other people, received compliments, and for a moment almost believed she belonged in that world. Daniel stayed by her side, impressed by her grace and dignity. They talked about their lives and dreams, creating an unexpected bond. However, the atmosphere began to change when one of Daniel's friends, already visibly drunk, decided it was time to increase the fun. Approaching Lisa with a sarcastic smile, he loudly asked, So, Cinderella, how does it feel to be at the ball? Lisa felt her face flush, trying to stay calm. It's an interesting experience, she replied, trying to seem composed. Interesting? I bet you've never been in a place like this before, he continued, his tone becoming more aggressive. Maybe you should go back to where you belong with the other staff. The hall fell silent, with everyone's eyes fixed on the scene. Lisa felt tears welling up in her eyes, but she refused to cry. Daniel, realizing the seriousness of the situation, quickly intervened. Enough, he said, grabbing his friend by the arm. You're out of control. Oh, come on, Daniel, It's all just a joke, his friend replied, laughing but clearly uncomfortable with the public reprimand. No, it's not, Daniel said firmly. You crossed the line. He turned to Lisa, who was visibly shaken. I'm so sorry for this, he said, genuinely regretful. Let's get out of here. Daniel led Lisa out of the hall, where she could finally breathe. The tears she had held back began to silently fall. Daniel, feeling deeply ashamed, tried to comfort her. Lisa, I'm so sorry. That was horrible and unacceptable. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Lisa, still trembling, took a deep breath. I knew I didn't belong here, she said, her voice shaking. But I didn't expect to be treated like this. I'm not a toy for your games. Daniel nodded, feeling a pang in his heart. You're right. I was an idiot, and I'm sorry for all of this. I just wanted, to do something different, but I ended up hurting you, and that's not fair. Lisa just shook her head, unable to say anything else. She was hurt, not only by the behavior of Daniel's friends, but also by the harsh reality that even when she tried to fit in, she was still seen as an outsider. Daniel, desperate to make things right, said, I want to fix this. Please, let me show you that I can be better. Lisa, her face still wet with tears, looked at him. I hope so, Daniel. But right now, I just want to go home. He nodded, respecting her desire to leave. Of course. I'll call a taxi for you. They stood in silence, waiting for the taxi to arrive. When the car finally pulled up, Daniel held the door for Lisa, who got in without saying another word. As the taxi drove away, Daniel stood there, feeling the weight of his actions and the pain of knowing he had hurt someone he was beginning to admire. The next morning, Lisa arrived at the hotel determined to resign. The experience of the previous night had been devastating. As she entered the hotel, she was surprised by a message from the manager, informing her that the hotel's owner, Mr. Johnson, wanted to speak with her. Sitting in Mr. Johnson's office, Lisa waited nervously. He was a serious man, but with a friendly expression. Lisa, I heard about what happened at the party last night, he began, in a calm voice. I want to apologize on behalf of the hotel and my son. Lisa looked down, still feeling the humiliation of the previous night. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, but I don't think I can continue working here after all that. Mr. Johnson nodded, understanding. I understand how you feel, but please consider staying. You are an exemplary employee, and we don't want to lose someone with your qualities. Lisa was surprised. I don't know what to say. Besides, he continued, I'd like to offer you a promotion. We have a position in management that I believe you'd be perfect for. Of course, if you want to accept. Lisa blinked, shocked. A promotion? This is unexpected. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Mr. Johnson smiled. You have all the necessary qualities. Think about the offer. And please know that Daniel is sincerely sorry. He'd like to apologize in person if you're willing to listen. Later that day, Daniel found Lisa in the hotel corridors. He seemed more introspective, clearly shaken by the events of the previous night. Lisa, I'm truly sorry for what happened. I was an idiot, and my friend's behavior was unacceptable. Lisa crossed her arms, keeping a serious expression. Why does it matter to you now, Daniel? Because you feel guilty? Daniel sighed, running a hand through his hair. Yes, I feel guilty, but I also realized I need to change. I've been living a superficial life, surrounded by people who don't challenge me to be better. Meeting you made me see that. Lisa, though still hurt, saw the sincerity in Daniel's eyes. I accept your apology, but that doesn't erase what happened. I know, Daniel replied, but I want to do whatever it takes to show that I'm serious about changing. I want to be a better person, not just for myself, but for you too. Lisa thought for a moment before responding. We'll see, but know that it'll take more than words to change my opinion. They said their goodbyes, and Lisa was left reflecting on everything that had happened. The promotion offer and Daniel's words weighed on her mind. She knew that, regardless of what she decided, this was an opportunity for growth for both of them. As time passed, the new life of Helena, João, and Mia blossomed. They got married in an intimate ceremony, surrounded by friends and family who had stood by them during the difficult times. Today, we start a new journey as a true family, Joao said during the ceremony. Together, we've weathered the storms, and now we'll enjoy the sunny days. Mia, growing up in an environment full of love and support, became a confident and happy young girl. Daddy Joao, can I help with the garden? She asked one day, receiving a proud smile from Joao. Of course, dear. Let's do it together. For Mia, Joao was more than just a stepfather. He was the father she had always wished for. Helena, now a renowned artist, continued to thrive. She became an influential figure in the art world, not only for her talent, but also for her story of overcoming and resilience. Art is my way of expressing everything I've been through and how I've overcome it, she said in an interview. Joao, in turn, found satisfaction in helping manage Helena's career and taking care of the family. Our greatest treasure is the love we share, he said, proud of the family they had built. Edward, on the other hand, was forgotten. His fall from grace was swift and silent, and he ended up serving time for his crimes. For Helena, Joao, and Mia, he became just a distant shadow of a past they had left behind. The simple and happy life that the new family built was marked by moments of joy and learning. They cherished the small things like a family dinner or a walk in the park. We went through a lot, but now we are at peace, Helena reflected. And that peace is what matters.